Hi. In today's session, I would like to talk to you about a product I made ever before I started the company. In my youth, I was in the military and had spent time overseas, and it kind of gave me a bug. So later, after I was out of the service and in my early 20s, I went and hitchhiked around Europe. Well, in both instances, I ended up with interesting experiences on multiple levels, and I'll just let it go at that. And one of the experiences, when I went with a buddy, we decided to drive from Philadelphia to Acapulco. We went through, obviously, you got to drive through Mexico to get there, and had what I guess is commonly referred to as Montezuma's Revenge. And not a nice guy. I mean, I understand why, because of what everything was done to him and his people. However, didn't feel good. So later on, when I was married and had a couple of kids, we went to South America. Well, lo and behold, my wife contacted Montezuma's Revenge. And so when we got out of the train station, I asked the woman in my very bad Spanish, because back in the day, what a yerberia would be somebody who had a blanket on the ground and different stacks of herbs for whatever your condition may be. And in my bad Spanish, I explained what was going on with my wife, and what she said was, chew papaya seeds. And so years later, there was a Native American healer in the Carolinas who I made some products for, and he called one day and said, Michael, what would you do for so-and-so? And I said, oh, well, just chew papaya seeds. And his response was, where did you learn that? I only know 4 people that know that. And I said, well, if one of them is a lady in the Mexico City train station, I met her. So from that point, I ended up, when our next travels came up, I created what is today called Paraherbs. And it has these herbs in it along with the papaya seeds. And I know what it can do for you because I know what it did for me. In fact, another story, because I have all kinds of stories, and by the way, they're all true. If you knew my life and some of my stories, you'd say, really? But yes, really. And I was doing a lecture or a training for my products at a store in Boulder, Colorado, and a woman in the back, raises her hand and says, I'm a doctor. Well, our norm reaction is, oh my God, it's like a cop pulling you over. You get that fear feeling, the adrenaline rush, the upset stomach. And she said, I'm a doctor beyond borders, and I travel every single year. And when I go, I take 12 bottles of Paraherbs with me. So if you intend to travel overseas, take a friend with you in a pocket in your bag. Paraherbs. I know that if you run into anybody with any kind of a revenge on their mind, you'll have an ally at your side. And in life, it's always good to have allies. It's always good to have something or someone that you can depend upon when the need arises. Here's everything, here's everything that's in Paraherbs. And I know that if you're going to travel, take it with you, even if you go to Canada, Mexico, anywhere. It's always good to have a friend. Anyhow, I hope you do travel because it grows us, helps us appreciate, especially if you go to some of the poorer countries, it helps us appreciate what we have here. Travel well, travel healthy, and enjoy life as much as you possibly can. And by staying well nourished, you shall. Anyway, take care, be well, and thanks for listening.